Alright guys, I want to go over next the object manipulation tools and features we have available to us. So looking at this object here, you see we have different ways. Notice I'm going from object mode into edit mode. Using tab to do that. You can you can select different faces, you can select edges, you can select vertices. Any one of these things you can manipulate, obviously. Remember from our discussions, this is a vertice, this is an edge, this is a face. So the basics things we're going to be able to do with manipulating this when we go to an edit mode. No, I was looking for that the other day. Alright, so one of the things you're really going to want to have handy here is the extrude tool. You can pull that out. I usually use these with hotkeys, but you don't have to. Pull this out like this, and I'm using control to lock the movements by instance, by increments. Inset faces, I usually use hotkeys with this, but you don't have to. You can click that. The bevel tool is super handy. It's going to bevel the edges you select. As the geometry gets more complex, beveling becomes kind of weird. And there's you can do destructive beveling, or there's other kinds of beveling here you can do too. But sometimes modifier beveling isn't always reliable, so you have to know what's going to work best. Next thing is the edge cut tool, loop cut tool, super handy. I didn't know what. I guess when you click this, it'll auto offer more cuts. Of course, when you clip things, you get the ability to select how many cuts you want. The knife tool is always handy. This thing is I had trouble utilizing this well when I was younger, but knife tool is very helpful, especially when you lock it to the different axes. Alright. Oops. Alright. Polybuild. Shoot, I don't know what this is. I haven't really messed with the polybuild tool much. I guess you're grabbing and contorting faces. Let's try that with this one. Oh, you're just pushing and pulling vertices. It'll pre-select where your cursor is over, I guess. You can flip normals easier. Okay, so you can mess with your geometry a little easier. Not the same as sculpting, but you've got a little bit better access to stuff. This one's cool. This is going to smooth out stuff. Let's see, it was kind of not doing a good job of describing what this is, or exhibiting what the capabilities of that tool is, but it's going to smooth out, well, as it describes here, flattens angles of selected vertices. A lot of these are, the first 5 here are pretty universal, I think. This spin tool is super cool. I kind of skipped over that one, but it's going to take, how would I describe that? Oh wow, they have duplicates now. So it's going to take, let's see what the actual thing says. Extrude selected vertices in a circle around the cursor, which is why having a 3D cursor is super helpful. I'll talk about that in a later video. But the spin tool is very cool, and this is all basic tools that you have here on the side. Edge slide is going to be just slides it along the faces. This is good if you have an edge, but you already have UVs set up. And textures, you can adjust the UVs in the case if you're trying to unwrap with trim sheets on your models. You can use the edge slide tool. Shrink flatten, pulls in and pushes out. Let's try this one. Some of these I haven't used very much. Okay, I don't know why I would use that, because I can just scale it. Shrink flatten selected vertices along normals. It seems kind of redundant to me. But shear, on the other hand, is a really wonderful tool that I like to use as much as I can. So you can use any angle, and you can adjust with an exact offset. You can pick the axis. These little pre-creation option sheets are super helpful in Blender. Let's see. Last but not least, a rip section. Oh! See, I've not used that before. So now these are, the vertices are separated. Okay. And so you can rip this apart like a, oh, look at that. That's glorious. I'm going to rip this one apart from there. That's already disconnected. Okay, it's a pretty torn up box, but you see what the rip thing is capable of. And these last two are hard-on, or paid plugins that I have. So a lot of those are pretty generic, I want to say, for most 3D modeling apps. So yeah, those are the basic object manipulation features. I did want to go over briefly vertex groups. This is a little bit more advanced, but I want to make sure I cover these. So say I have these selected, I go in here to vertex groups, I hit the plus and I'll make a vertex group. And I hit assign, deselect them, do a bunch of other stuff, and go over here and remove that, go back here, select this group, and it holds them. And you can do things with weight, so how much shape keys. Yeah, shape keys are more advanced. for animation and such. Very cool capacity to animate things that don't necessarily have a rig. But anyway, that's a topic for another time. Those are the object manipulation basics.